Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Jabalani Ori. I'm an artist that loves to talk about the visuals in games, and I am currently playing a game that's making me rethink how I approach this whole YouTube thing. That game is none other than a little strategy game that came out, I think last year, called Unicorn Overlord. So I have clocked around 40 hours into this game. And I've actually restarted this game because I wanted better visuals on the PS5. So I own not one, but 2 copies of Unicorn Overlord just because I want to see the incredible art in 4K. I can accept nothing less. I actually put 18 hours into my Switch save file and I restarted, and now I'm 21 hours into my PS5 save file. So I resurrected this game from my backlog because of Death Stranding. I had to take an international trip and I couldn't bring my PS5 and my G Cloud. I don't know if it would have worked on the network that I was using. It probably could have, but it couldn't work for the purposes of this trip. I don't think. So long story short, I decided to give Unicorn Overlord a shot simply because I thought it would be a quick game to pick up and play portably while I'm on my trip. Come to find out that I fell totally in love with the game. Not only the visuals of the game, but the game itself. Because, you know, us gamers, we actually need more than just visuals to actually enjoy a game. Unicorn Overlord is very good. And I'm actually sad that I left it in my backlog for so long. And I know it's not years, but I feel like the time that it took me to realize how epic this game is, that's a sin. Especially because I am from the age of Final Fantasy Tactics, Fire Emblem Awakening, that's my favorite one, and a lot of other strategy games, XCOM, the list goes on and on and on. So not only am I a fan of tactical games, right, especially like tactics RPGs, I am also a fan of Vanillaware, the people who make Unicorn Overlord. And I've been playing their games since Odin Sphere came out years ago. So I felt bad playing this game this late. This should have been played like a year ago. So this is just my impressions on the game, starting over and coming back and starting again and getting past where I was in my old save file, 21 hours in. Right now, the strategy in this game I think is fantastic. And I will admit I am more used to strategy games where you're controlling one character to do one specific action and to have a specific turn. I'm not used to commanding entire squads to do my bidding on the battlefield. And so I'm not gonna lie, this game, it takes a lot to get into, I believe, because it seems like there are a lot of complex systems going on. So the game still has rock, paper, scissors, like Fire Emblem and a lot of other strategy games. However, this game has you controlling squads of troops, not just one troop at a time. And that actually intimidated me, I won't lie. As soon as I saw the fact that you can give each individual squad mate their own trait command, kind of like the Gambit system from Final Fantasy, I believe 10. Final Fantasy 12, it's Final Fantasy 12. It's number 12. Or one of those Final Fantasies. I've played so many Final Fantasies, I can't even remember. But it was very intimidating. But because I started the game twice, I really understood the fundamentals to this mastery of a game. The game is actually very similar to Aegis Rim 13 Sentinels in its presentation, in the fact that it is more like a graphic novel or a visual novel with tactical battles as its main form of gameplay, and that is completely fine. Aegis Rim kind of had a similar thing where you're talking to people, you know, during the school day or during the day or whatever. You're talking to people during the story expositions, and then you zoom out at some point and you're fighting with mechs. It's kind of similar, but here you have like a whole ass army with various troops that have various strengths and weaknesses. And it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So from here on out on this channel, I would like to come and give my impressions on what I'm playing instead of waiting until I beat the game to give it a full critique, the full rundown. So expect a full critique of this amazing game in the future. If I get halfway through this game and this game is trash, you'll probably just never hear me talk about it again on this channel. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna drop it like a bad habit. Like for real. There are too many games. I don't know how they say gaming is dead. But if you like strategy games, right? And here's the thing. Don't be intimidated by the tacticalness of Unicorn Overlord. The game is not that difficult. Not as difficult, in my opinion, as some of the Fire Emblems. But I would argue and say in some aspects it's actually more fun than those games because you have a squad of up to 5-6 people, and because the actual battles look so beautiful. The presentation is just top tier. If you like the colorful anime art style, I hate saying anime art style. I think it's so stupid to say that. But if you like that kind of look, then this game is definitely for you. And the dopest part about it is now I see this game going on sale all the time, so you can find it. In fact, I believe it's actually on PlayStation Premium, so you can just give it a download and give it a swig. I like to say swig. That's how I say. That's how I reference testing out a game. And actually pay attention to not just the art style in this game, but the actual story. I'm not gonna lie, I am a bit put off by the whole fantasy setting, but I find that the older I get, the more tolerable I am when it comes to games in this genre or in the fantasy realm. And I really like the way the story is going in Unicorn Overlord. It starts out very, very strong, and then it kind of slows down a little bit and introduces you to these really nice characters in a really beautiful art style. And I actually really appreciate the voice acting in this game. It's a little bit, kitschy and cringy in some areas, but if you play a lot of JRPGs like I do, you should be quite at home. It doesn't need to be Oscar-winning performances to be effective. And I feel like they found a good balance here. When I return and talk about more Unicorn Overlord, more than likely it would probably be mid-game impressions or a complete rundown of the visuals in this marvel. So as I stated earlier in this video, I am an artist. If you would like to check out my work, you can head over to my website, jahbu.com. I have over 30 paintings available on that site, so please take your time and have a gander. I love saying that word. Shout out to Resident Evil 4. If you're on social media and you would like to see more of my art side, you can follow me at JAHBU_ART, Jabu_art, so you can be up to date with whatever I am working on. I'm gonna try my best to upload weekly on this channel because I actually want to form a community of people that love not only video games, but the visuals that make up the games that we love. That is the whole point of this channel. So I'm gonna try to adhere to that as much as possible, but I would prefer doing impressions, mid-game impressions, and then a full critique at the end of my journey. And for those of you who are waiting for my Death Stranding rundown, I am very close to the end, and I have an interesting video that I'm gonna put out about that game. It is kind of traumatizing. Anyway, until next time, my wonderful people, one love, peace.